Hello students, I hope you are all fine. I am moving on towards the last segment of the chapter, the portrait of a lady. So let me continue from where I ended in my previous class. So as you know that Pushwan Singh thought that might be this is the last time that he met with his grandmother, maybe after 5 years when he will come back, maybe at that time his grandmother won't be alive. But it turned out that his grandmother is waiting there at the railway station to receive him when he returned after 5 long years. So let me continue. But that was not so. After 5 years, I came back home and was met by her at the station. She did not look a day older. She looked exactly the same that as I saw her 5 years earlier. She looked exactly the same right now. She still had no time for words, and while she clasped me, held me tightly, or other meaning is embraced me in her arms, I could hear her reciting her prayers. Even on the first day of my arrival, her happiest moments were with her sparrows, whom she fed longer and with frivolous rebukes. Now, after I returned back home, I found that her happiest time was when she was surrounded by the sparrows, and by this time the bond of friendship was more intense with the sparrows. And she felt very happy when she used to be in the company of the sparrows. This line is very important. Even on the first day of my arrival, her happiest moments were with her sparrows, whom she fed longer and with frivolous rebukes. In the evening, a change came over her. She did not pray. It was something like a bolt from the blue, because we never ever expected it to happen, that she stopped praying, and it was a massive change that can be seen in her. She collected the women of the neighborhood, got an old drum and started to sing. She gathered the women of the neighborhood, got an old drum, and she went on singing. For several hours, she thumped the sagging skins of the dilapidated drum and sang of the homecoming of warriors. She, for several hours, went on singing about the homecoming of the warriors and went on beating the drum until she got overstrained. She got very tired. See, it is written. We had to persuade her to stop to avoid overstraining. That was the first time since I had known her that she did not pray. Now, all the family members, her relatives, her kith and kins, we all told her to stop because she might overstrain herself, but she never ever paid her any attention. She went on beating the drum and she went on singing the Punjabi folklore that is related with the homecoming of the warriors. The next morning she was taken ill. She got very tired. She overstrained herself, and as a result, the next morning she got ill. It was a mild fever, and the doctor told us that it would go. A doctor was summoned. He did a thorough necessary medical checkup, and after a thorough medical checkup, he told that it is a mild fever, it would go, nothing to worry about it. But my grandmother thought differently. My grandmother thought something else. She told us that her end was near. She reminded us all that she was going through the last chapter of her life, and she can realize deep down inside her mind that her end was near. She said that since she only had a few hours before the close of the last chapter of her life, she had omitted to pray. She even told us that since she was passing through the final phase or the final stage or the final chapter of her life, she decided that she won't pray anymore. She was not going to waste any more time talking to us. She even told us that she was not going to waste any more time talking to us. We protested, but she ignored our protest. We protested that why is it so? Please talk and interact or communicate with us. But it seems that she haven't paid any to us any attention. She stopped talking to us. She lay peacefully in bed and telling her beads. Even before we could suspect, her lips stopped moving and the rosary fell from her lifeless fingers. The rosary, it fell from her fingers. A peaceful pallor spread on her face and we knew that she was dead. Her lifelong companion was the rosary, that mala, that she used to recite by holding that beads of rosary. It was always in her hand, but all of a sudden it fell from her lifeless fingers. We realized at that moment that she is dead. She is no more with us. We lifted her off as is customary. Actually, dear students, the meaning of customary is norm. Laid her on the ground and covered her with a red shroud. S-H-R-O-U-D. Shroud means blanket. After a few hours of mourning, we left her alone to make arrangements for her funeral. In the evening, we went to her room with a crude stretcher to take her to be cremated. The sun was setting and had lit her room and the veranda with a blaze of golden light. The setting sun. Description of the setting sun is given here by Kushwant Singh. A crude stretcher was brought so that the grandmother could be taken for cremation. Now let's continue. We stopped halfway in the courtyard. All over the veranda and in her room, right up to where she lay dead and still wrapped in the red shroud, thousands of sparrows sat scattered on the floor. Thousands of sparrows. They came and they were all scattered on the floor. There was no chirping. They were not making any noise. They were all there, but they were not chirping, or rather to say, they were not making any sort of noise. They realized that their dear friend is no more. So let me continue. We felt sorry for the birds, and my mother fetched some bread for them. She broke it into little crumbs or little pieces, the way my grandmother used to, and threw it to them. The sparrows took no notice of the bread. When we carried my grandmother's corpse actually means the dead body off, they flew away quietly. My mother decided to feed them by giving them some pieces of bread, just like my granny used to give them. But they never paid any attention to those breadcrumbs. And as we carried the dead body from the house, the sparrows, they flew away. Thousands of sparrows, they gathered around. But now after the grandmother's body was taken out for cremation, when we had taken out the body outside, they all flew away. So I repeat this line. This is the final segment of this chapter, dear students. So I am repeating it. When we carried my grandmother's corpse off, they flew away quietly. Next morning, the sweeper swept the breadcrumbs into the dustbin. Next morning, the sweeper swept the pieces of bread. Actually, breadcrumbs, C-R-U-M-B-S, it means pieces of bread. So, the next morning, the sweeper came and the sweeper swept the breadcrumbs into the dustbin. So, dear students, the entire chapter ended here. I request you all to listen to this tutorial audio, and if there is any doubt or any confusion, kindly let me know. Thank you, students. Thank you all.